I want to start by saying that I don't think they chose me randomly. I told myself that in the beginning, that it was chance, bad luck, wrong place, wrong time. But after everything that happened, after everything I remember now, I know better. My name is Aaron Walsh. I'm 29 years old, and this started just outside Roswell, New Mexico. Yeah, I know how that sounds. Trust me, I didn't believe any of that stuff either. Not before. The first night, I thought I had fallen asleep at the wheel. That's the only explanation that made sense. I was driving home late from work. Same route I had taken 100 times when I saw a light in the sky. Not unusual out there. Planes, helicopters, whatever. But this light didn't move right. It just stopped. Mid-air. Perfectly still. I remember staring at it for a second too long. And then, I was home. In my driveway. Engine off. Keys still in my hand. I checked the time. 2 hours gone. Just gone. I told myself I must have blacked out. Something medical. I even booked a doctor's appointment the next day. But nothing was wrong. Everything normal. That should have been the end of it. It wasn't. The second night, it happened again. Same road, same light. And this time, I remember a little more. Not clearly. Just flashes. Cold air. A sound that wasn't really a sound. More like pressure inside my head. And a feeling like I was being pulled. Not physically, but something deeper. Like my body didn't belong to me anymore. I woke up in my car again. 3 hours missing this time. That's when I got scared. I stopped driving that road. Took longer routes. Stayed home more. But it didn't matter. Because on the fourth night, they came to me. I woke up in my bed. Or at least, I thought I did. Everything looked the same. My room, my ceiling, my window. But something felt wrong. Too quiet. Too still. And then I couldn't move. Not even a finger. That's when the light appeared. Not from outside, from inside the room. Soft at first, then brighter. And I saw them. 3 figures. Tall, thin. Wrong. Their bodies didn't look solid. Like they were slightly out of place. Not transparent. Just not fully here. I tried to scream. Nothing came out. One of them moved closer. And I remember its face, if you can call it that. No mouth. No expression. But I could feel it looking at me. Inside my head. That's when the pain started. Not physical. Something else. Like memories being pulled out of me. Images flashing. My childhood. My parents. Every moment. Every emotion. Ripped through all at once. And then, nothing. I woke up the next morning. In my bed. No marks. No signs. Just that same missing time. And a headache that felt like my skull had been split open. This went on for 9 nights. 9. Each time I remembered more. Pieces of a place that wasn't a place. A space that felt endless and closed at the same time. Cold surfaces. Bright light with no source. And them. Always watching. Always learning. I started noticing changes. Small at first. I could hear things before they happened. Like a glass falling in the next room, seconds before it actually did. I knew who was calling before I looked at my phone. I knew what people were going to say before they said it. It wasn't guessing. It was knowing. And then the memories came back. All at once. Not in pieces. Not in flashes. Everything. They weren't just observing me. They were mapping me. Every thought. Every reaction. Every decision. Testing patterns. Running variations. Like I was some kind of experiment. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is what I saw on the 9th night. They weren't alone. There were others. People. Dozens of them. Standing still. Eyes open. Not moving. Like something inside them had been turned off. And then I saw myself. Not physically, but versions. Different outcomes. Different choices. Different endings. Over and over. And I understood. They weren't studying humanity. They were studying possibility. And I was one of their subjects. One of many. That's when something changed. In me. because I realized something they hadn't. They were watching, but they weren't expecting resistance. They didn't think I could do anything. So I did. I focused on them, the same way they focused on me. I thought about their movements, their patterns, their presence, and for the first time, one of them reacted. It paused, just slightly, but I saw it. That was all I needed. The next night, I was ready. When they came, I didn't panic. I didn't fight. I let them do what they always did. And then, I pushed back. Not physically, mentally. I focused everything I had on that connection, on that link. It. Not words, not images, something deeper. Fear, pain. Everything they had pulled from me, I forced it back, all at once. The reaction, I don't think they expected it. The room flickered. The light bent. One of them collapsed, not like a body, more like it disconnected. The others pulled back, and for the first time, I felt something from them. Not curiosity, not control, fear, real fear. The next thing I knew, I was back in my bed, morning light coming through the window, and it was over. No more visits, no more missing time, nothing. It's been 8 months now. They haven't come back. I think they won't, because now they know something they didn't before. I'm not just something to study. I can see them too. Sometimes, late at night, I feel it again. That pressure, that presence, watching, from far away. Careful now, cautious, and I smile, because if they ever come back, I won't just push them away. Next time, I'll follow them back. I want to start by saying that I don't think they ever plan to let me go. That's important, because for a long time I told myself I was lucky. Lucky to be back, lucky to be alive, lucky that whatever happened to me ended. But the truth is, it didn't end. It changed. My name is Aaron Walsh. I'm 29 years old, and everything I'm about to tell you started on a stretch of road just outside Roswell, New Mexico. Yeah, I know exactly what that sounds like. I used to roll my eyes at those stories too. Lights in the sky, missing time, people claiming they were taken. I thought it was attention-seeking, misremembered dreams, maybe mental illness. I don't think that anymore. The first time it happened, I didn't even realize anything was wrong. I was driving home from work, late shift, around 11:40 p.m. Same road I always took. Long, empty. Desert on both sides. No streetlights. Just darkness and the occasional passing car. That night there wasn't even that. No cars, no wind, nothing. And then I saw the light. At first I thought it was a plane, just a bright white point in the sky, but then it stopped. Not slowed down, stopped. Perfectly still. I remember squinting at it, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. And then, I was in my driveway, engine off, hands still on the steering wheel, like someone had taken the middle of my night and erased it. I checked my phone, 1:58 a.m. Over 2 hours gone. Just gone. I sat there for a long time, trying to convince myself there was a logical explanation. Maybe I fell asleep. Maybe I drove on autopilot. Maybe. But deep down, something felt off. Not just confusion. Violation. Like something had happened, and I wasn't allowed to remember it. The next day, I went to a doctor. Ran tests, blood work, neurological checks. Everything came back normal. Stress, they said. Fatigue. I wanted to believe that. I really did. But then it happened again. Same road, same light. This time I didn't look away. I kept my eyes on it, and I remember thinking, if something is happening, I want to see it. That was my first mistake. Because this time, I remember. Not everything, but enough. The light didn't come closer. It got bigger, like it wasn't moving through space. Space was moving around it. The air in the car changed. Pressure, like being underwater. My ears started ringing, and then everything went silent. Not quiet, silent, like sound itself had been removed. That's the last thing I remember, before I woke up again. Same driveway, same position. This time, 3 hours gone. That's when the fear started. Real fear. not denial. Fear. I stopped taking that road, took longer routes, changed my schedule. I even stayed home for a few nights. But it didn't matter, because on the fourth night, they came to me. I woke up suddenly, heart racing. The room looked normal. My room. Same furniture. But something was wrong. There was no sound. No hum of electricity. No air movement. Nothing. And then I realized I couldn't move. Not my arms, not my legs, not even my head. That's when the light appeared, not from outside, from inside the room, soft at first, like a glow behind my eyes, then brighter, and then they were there, 3 of them, tall, thin, wrong. That's the only word that fits. They didn't look like solid beings, more like something projected into reality slightly out of alignment, like your eyes couldn't quite lock onto them. One of them moved closer, and I felt it before it touched me, not on my skin, inside my head, like something was opening, peeling me apart layer by layer, memories, thoughts, feelings, everything I had ever been, exposed. I tried to fight it, tried to scream, nothing worked, and then I was gone. The next morning, I woke up in my bed, no marks, no signs, just a headache so intense I couldn't stand for 5 minutes, and this lingering feeling like I wasn't alone in my own head. That was night 4. It didn't stop. 5, 6, 7. Each time I remembered more. A place that didn't make sense. No walls, no floor, just space. Endless, but enclosed. Bright, but with no source of light. And other people. That's something I didn't expect. There were others, standing still, eyes open, not moving, like mannequins, or bodies waiting for something to return. And the worst part, some of them moved. Not fully, just small things, eyes shifting, fingers twitching, like they were trapped halfway between being there and being gone. I tried to talk to one of them, a woman, mid-40s maybe. Her eyes flicked toward me for just a second, and I swear I saw terror, pure silent terror. Then she froze again, like it had never happened. By the 8th night, the memories started coming back faster, clearer, not just images, understanding. They weren't just observing, they were testing, running variations. Every reaction I had, they measured it, adjusted something, ran it again, like I was part of a system, an experiment, but I still didn't understand why, until the 9th night. That's when everything changed, because that's when I saw myself. Not physically, but versions, different outcomes, different choices, different paths, all leading to different endings. Some of them didn't survive. Some of them did things I don't even want to describe. And that's when it hit me. They weren't studying me. They were studying possibility. What I could become, what I would do, given the right conditions. And something in me broke, not in fear, in clarity. Because I realized something they hadn't. They were watching, but they weren't expecting resistance. They thought I was just data, a subject, something to observe. So I stopped reacting, stopped panicking, stopped giving them what they expected. And I focused on them, on their presence, on that connection I could feel inside my head. It was faint, but it was there, like a thread, and for the first time, I pulled on it. One of them reacted immediately, a small movement, a shift, but I saw it, and that's when I knew they weren't untouchable. The next night I was ready. When they came, I let it happen. The light, the paralysis, the presence. I didn't fight it. I let them connect, and then I pushed back. Everything I had, every memory they took, every fear, every piece of pain they had forced out of me, I sent it back, not gently, all at once. The reaction was instant. Space around me, distorted. Like reality itself, glitched. One of them collapsed, not like a body, like a signal being cut. The others pulled back. Fast, too fast, and for the first time, I felt it. From them. Fear. Real fear. Not curiosity, not control. Fear. The connection snapped, and I woke up in my bed. Morning light. Silence. it was over. Or at least, that's what I thought. It's been 8 months. No lights, no missing time, nothing. At first, I thought I had escaped, that whatever I did, worked. But then the changes started. Small things. I hear things before they happen, not sounds, intentions, like I know what someone is about to do before they do it. I see patterns, connections, things I shouldn't be able to see, and sometimes, late at night, I feel it again, that presence, distant, watching, careful now, like I'm not the subject anymore, like I'm something else, something they don't fully understand. And I've been thinking about that, a lot, because they made one mistake. They showed me how they work, how they observe, how they connect. That thread, still there, faint, but real. And I've started pulling on it again, not to push them away, but to follow it. Because if they can come here, there's no reason I can't go there. And I'm not interested in being studied anymore. Next time, I'm the one asking the questions. And if they try to stop me, I already know they can feel fear. I've made sure of that.